Welcome to Connect for Life, the Learning Channel.
Welcome everyone to a groundbreaking webinar series on inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility, presented by Gaining Vision 2020 in partnership with Connect for Life Charity. I'm Sean Pickard, and we are excited to bring you this transformative series of sessions that explore the interconnected themes of inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility. Our mission is to create a platform that celebrates the uniqueness of individuals, promotes equitable practices, and ensures accessibility for all. Join us as we delve into thought-provoking conversations, exchange insights, and learn from experts in the field, all with the aim of fostering a more inclusive, diverse, and accessible society. Welcome to IDEA. Do you know what this means? We like to start each session by acknowledging the land in which we call home. Gaining Vision 2020 acknowledges the lands which constitute the present-day City of Mississauga as being part of the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Huron-Wendat and Wyandot Nations. Gaining Vision 2020 recognizes these people and their ancestors as people who inhabited the land since time immemorial. The City of Mississauga is home to many global Indigenous peoples. Gaining Vision 2020 is actively working towards reconciliation by confronting our past and our present, providing space for Indigenous peoples within their territory to recognize and uphold their treaty rights, and to support Indigenous peoples. Gaining Vision 2020 formally recognizes the Anishinaabe origins of our name and continue to make Mississauga a safe space for all Indigenous peoples. Gerda Felix is a certified spiritual life coach and a certified spiritual self-mastery teacher with over 10 years of experience. Gerda has learned and continues to learn different coaching modalities. Gerda is also a distinguished Toastmaster. She has volunteered as a host to people of different ethnicities and facilitated workshops on diversity and inclusion. Gerda has also organized several multicultural events and led conversations on unconscious bias. Here to talk to us today about diversity and inclusion, ladies and gentlemen, Gerda Felix.
Thank you, Sean. Welcome, everyone, to Diversity and Inclusion. Please know that this is a safe space. We want to make sure that everyone who's here, that you are taking care of yourself, because diversity and inclusion may trigger you in different ways, as it has triggered me as well. But today we are going to make sure that you have fun, that as we learn from each other and we learn what diversity and inclusion is, that we take it forward to make it a better world. Let's dive in. Are you ready?
Let's get going.
Okay. Diversity and inclusion. Let me start with the intention of this session. First, we want to make sure that we are authentic, curious, honest, while we come from a place of honor and respect. Here's that word again.
Very important.
To look at how we, human beings, can create an environment where everyone can rise to their best self, their highest expression. And third, to recognize that as we are different from each other, there is a place for everyone at the table.
Does that include my cousin Donnie?
Absolutely.
If we have to.
The objectives. We want to understand the words diversity and the word inclusion. What exactly does that mean? We want to foster a just and equitable society for people from all backgrounds. And we also want to reframe our views on diversity and inclusion to make the future work for everyone.
That's a big future, Gerda.
That is a big and beautiful future. Can you see it?
I'm working on it.
Perfect. Let's start with the definitions. So according to the Canadian Centre for Diversity and Inclusion, because as I was doing my research, I really love what they said. Diversity is about the individual, because we all know that I am very different than you may be. And you are very different from your cousin.
Donnie there.
Here you go. So that's why it is important. This word diversity means that it is about the individual. It is also about the variety of unique qualities and characteristics we all possess. In other words, our multidimensionality, what makes each of us unique.
There's another big word, unique.
Yes. Oh, you didn't stop at multi-dimensionality? You went with unique?
That one was
Perfect.
much bigger.
Okay. Inclusion is about the collective. It is about creating a culture that strives for equity and embraces, respects, accepts, and values difference. Diversity and inclusion is about capturing the uniqueness of the individual, creating an environment that values and respects individuals for their talents, skills, and abilities to the benefit of the collective. I said a lot there, didn't I?
There's a lot of big words in there, Gerda.
So tell me, what did you learn from this? Can you mirror back what I just said, Sean?
Well, I felt I was being inclusive of unique versus multidimensionality.
Okay.
And really what it comes down to, what I'm understanding here, it's about accepting the individual. It's about the person. We all have a lot of things that would be similar for many of us, but we all also have many things that are so different and make us the individuals that we are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In other words, we can all of us, we can be in this world and be included because of our individuality, because of our uniqueness, because we are interconnected.
We are?
We are interconnected. So whatever affects me will affect you in a way, one way or another.
And I got to be honest with you, Gerda, I think it would be a pretty boring world if everyone was the same.
Yes. And we would create something different as well, right?
I would hope so.
Diversity versus inclusion. Now, diversity refers to the traits and characteristics that make people unique, while inclusion refers to the behaviors and social norms that ensure people feel welcome. In other words, one cannot exist without the other. And to coexist, equity is also important.
It has to be there.
Yes. Equity refers to fairness and justice. Equity recognizes that we do not all start from the same place and must acknowledge to adjust these imbalances. So now we've talked about diversity, we've talked about inclusion, we've put equity in there, and there's one more word or two that I would like to also mention. Do you know what that is?
Oh, I think you're going to come back to something we were discussing earlier today.
Indeed. Unconscious biases. It is important for us to have this always in the back of our mind. What does that mean? Stereotypes, usually unconscious, that a person may hold against a group of people without their own knowledge. The reason that I'm talking about this is because it never leaves us.
It's what we're raised with. It's part of our personalities. We're brought up. It's the environment we're in.
Yes, absolutely. And that's why it is even important for us to keep that in mind. Now, what are the benefits of inclusion?
The benefits of inclusion? There are many. There are many. One that comes to my mind is different opinions. You can learn a lot more and achieve a lot more by having different thoughts come out and moving along in the process.
Absolutely. Now, an inclusive society is a flourishing society.
That is very true.
Yes. It provides opportunities for everyone to feel not only included, but also supported. So, for example, if I feel that my contribution to the world is valued, I will give more of my contribution to the world. Correct?
I believe you will, yes.
An inclusive society provides a safe environment for everyone to be who they are, regardless of their background and or their experiences.
Now, you're including both background and experiences there, Gerda.
Yes.
Aren't they the same?
Not necessarily.
Let's break it down.
Okay. Okay, so for example, I have a background, let's say, in languages. This is what I have studied. My experiences of that background is that when I use languages, so I've studied German, I've studied Spanish, I speak French, I speak English, I speak Creole. When I include this, my experience of this is that when I speak to people who speak those languages, they are more welcoming. My background is the language. My experiences are what I have lived.
So that moves you along quite nicely then.
Yes, it opens the door. So that's the way that it helped me. And that's why experiences is always the living thing, I would call it. Background could be the basis of what makes you who you are.
It's a very good point.
That's the way I would describe it.
Very good point.
Yes. An inclusive society promotes creativity.
I wish that will happen in the music industry soon.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more.
Music is something, for me, totally personal opinion here, folks, but music is something that can be very freeing to an individual. You can catch a song and have the words speak to you in such a way that it helps you through a hard time in your life. It propels you to do more. It speaks to you in whatever the fashion may be. And music has changed over the years. Dramatically over the years has it changed. And I just wish that there would be a lot more inclusive in music, because what you find is you'll talk to someone, I listen to this music, I listen to that music, and there's no listening to music when it all really came from one place.
Okay. Thank you for sharing this. I like this. What I was thinking about when you said this, I thought, but the musicians now, more and more, they are collaborating with each other, right? You have, for example, Ed Sheeran, who's collaborated with the singer who sings, not a cappella, but he sings, he does opera. Both of them came together. That's two different genres of music. And so for me, I thought that made it a little bit more inclusive, don't you think?
Absolutely it does.
Okay. But I understand your point from what you were saying. Good point. Thank you. An inclusive society allows people to feel seen, heard, and appreciated. Therefore, its citizens become more productive. Is there a time in your life where you felt this, that you were included, so included in something that you felt, yes, they see me, they hear me, I am appreciated for what I bring to the table, and therefore you can give more of who you are?
Oh, absolutely. I've had a number of those experiences. And it can really change your outlook on life, your outlook on people when you get it going. So, yeah, those are awesome experiences when you finally feel like, yeah, this is all coming together and this is the way it's supposed to
Yes.
be. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and I totally agree. I think in my life I've experienced this maybe twice. And I remember the first time I experienced it, I felt it was such an out of this world feeling that I would have liked it to never stop. So yes, having an inclusive society allows people to feel seen, heard, and appreciated. Absolutely. An inclusive society fosters an atmosphere of belonging. Ooh.
That's kind of deep, though.
Yes, yes.
Fostering an atmosphere of belonging. We might need to go through that one a little more, Gerda. What
Okay,
is...
let's dive in. Let's dive in. An atmosphere of belonging. When you belong, or you feel that you belong, you can be yourself, and you will feel so relaxed in who you are that you don't need to do anything else because you know that you are appreciated exactly as you are.
So you found home then? You feel like you're at home?
Yes, very good point.
I like that one.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's something a beautiful thing to experience. So those were the benefits of inclusion. I will repeat them again because I find that this is so very important. An inclusive society is a flourishing society. An inclusive society provides a safe space for everyone to be who they are, regardless of their background and their experiences. An inclusive society promotes creativity. An inclusive society allows people to feel seen, heard, appreciated. Therefore, its citizens become more productive. An inclusive society fosters an atmosphere of belonging. Don't you feel it's like heaven on earth? As I am saying this, don't you feel that's what it is?
I found my home.
Yes, yes. And even as I am saying this, I feel my body relaxing because this is what everyone would want, to feel that I can be me in this world.
That's a very important thing to have.
Now, I have given you the good. I'll call it this way. I've given you the good. Now, I am going to give you some examples of non-inclusive behaviors, because I believe that it is important for us to look at things in a very balanced way. Why? Because as you know how it feels like when it's good, I also want you to feel it, what it is like when it's not good. Why do you think I'm doing this?
People have to know both sides of the coin.
Why?
If you don't know what's on the other side, how often are you doing something that you don't want done to you, for example?
Absolutely. And the other thing is, because you know what you want or what you like and how it feels that when you like it, as soon as you will experience that is not what is good for you, you will also know it right away. You won't stay too much in the negative one. You will move to the more positive one. So that's why I'm giving you both. And now examples of non-inclusive behaviors. Would you like to start with what?
Oh, I think this first one is the one that can get me in trouble a little bit here, Gerda, because I have a very expressive voice. And some people, they may not like a joke or two that I come across, trying to be a humorous person. So, inappropriate tone of voice.
Okay.
You don't like that one?
Well, it is, and I have to admit, it is one that I am continuously working on. Because I know, for example, when I am triggered, as soon as I open my mouth, you will know it. So that's why that's one that yes. And if we are to foster, right, an inclusive society, we also need to be mindful of that.
Of our own actions,
Yes,
yes.
yes. Playing favorites.
Now, was that for the parents out there?
I don't know. Do the parents really play favorites, you think?
I think they try not to, but that unconscious bias creeps in.
Okay.
The lack of inclusivity in the family home,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes. And you know, playing favorites at work, it's something that can be very hard on someone who doesn't feel included when you are at work.
Yes.
So this is something that is something that I believe that we need to all work on, because when one worker feel like he or she is the favorite, then you know the other ones feel that they are not. So it is something to pay attention to. Making assumptions before checking facts.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. And this is a non-inclusive behavior.
Absolutely it is.
Poor nonverbal communications. When your face is doing something without you even know it, it also communicates something to someone else. Let me give you an example. In my culture, we speak a lot with our faces without even knowing. So we'll do this. When something doesn't please us, our face will speak before we even speak. But not realizing that we're doing this can make other people feel excluded.
It's a very good point.
Yes. Yeah. And that's why it is important for us to pay attention to this. And the other reason is, if you have something to say to someone and you have not said it, it will show in your body.
It's a very good point. It'll be in your shoulders, it'll be in your head.
Yes, in your head, in your face. And the person will come and talk to you and your face will do this. You don't want to look at them, right? Your face will turn away. So those are poor nonverbal communications to pay attention to. Blaming others for your difficulties.
Now, I think this one is quite rampant in the world and people don't want to accept it.
Yes. Yes, because I think it stems from fear. Because again, when we are in an inclusive society, we won't need to do that because we know that, well, it is okay if we make a mistake. Nobody is going to blame us for it. We just know that it is a mistake and now we're moving forward. But because that's not where our society is for the moment, that's why blaming others, we tend to blame others when we've made a mistake.
Now, going back to something else that we've already discussed earlier today, how much of that is ego?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So.
Yes. Public humiliation. That's a word. I've seen this one time when I was in the mall, and I saw how, and it was a mom, and I think maybe she was tired, maybe she had enough. The way she was screaming at the little boy was, for me, it took me by surprise. And at the time, I could see how he folded into himself when that happened. So this is something to also pay attention to, especially, and the thing is, it happens to everyone because we all can have that, you know, all of this, we all can, when we are not paying attention, that can happen to us. But I think especially when people are displaying behaviors that are not what one expects, that's when we need to come to it in a way that, so when people are displaying behavior that is non-loving, that's their way of asking for more love.
That's a very good point.
Yes, yes. And that's why we need to pay attention to this. Taking credit for someone else's work.
I can see how that would be really non-inclusive.
Especially when you've been working on something and you've been doing your all to, you make sure that everything is, and then somebody else comes along and they don't even say thank you, and they're the one who gets the credit for it.
Gets the promotion
Yes,
and
yes.
the raise. Yeah.
Yes. So those are non-inclusive behaviors. One more.
One more.
Yes. Can you say one more?
Oh, I'm going to call gossiping
Ugh.
an uninclusive behavior.
Yes. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Why?
Well, besides the fact that it's just extremely exclusionary to be talking about someone, to put them down, to talk about what's going on in their life, to do anything about anything that doesn't involve you, you're really excluding that person as a person.
Exactly.
Not accepting them as an individual.
Yes, yes. And it doesn't affect only the person that this is affecting.
Oh, it can become a habit for the person that's doing it.
Exactly. So we have many examples of non-inclusive behaviors. As we are creating this new world, because this is truly what I believe that we are doing, especially since the pandemic, it is important for us to know what is inclusive and what is not inclusive. And now we're moving on into the different types of non-inclusive language. And they come in various forms.
This is going to be a big list, I think.
Yes, it is a big list, and it's only to point out. It's not to judge. It's not to make anybody feel bad, because I can tell you for a fact that with the way I was brought up, there are certain things that I've said before that I would not say right now. Because, the way that I was brought up before, it was acceptable, and now it is not. And it's not only the fact that it is not acceptable, it's because now I understand that that can affect someone else in a very negative way. And for me, my practice is, I want to make sure that I am mindful of another human being.
That's the best way to get through life, I think.
So the non-inclusive language, we have language in regards to race. Should I give you some example?
I think we probably should have some example for the people that don't know. But
well, so for example, we use the term black sheep. You're the black sheep of the family.
That's an old term.
Yes, but we still use it sometimes. To call the kettle black, that's another one.
Is another one.
I can blackmail someone. All of those terms that we say without even thinking that they may have an effect on someone else. What about the terms that is to do with whitewashing?
Whitewashing, yeah.
Okay, give me another one.
Oh, geez, I'm going to have to go back into the memory banks for this one. What were some of the other ones that we've heard?
So before you continue, is whitewashing a term that is positive?
I think it's going to depend on the person.
Ah, okay. Okay. Can you say more?
Well, for me,
yes,
I hear the term whitewashing, and what I think of is paint.
Okay.
Right? Putting a coat of paint on.
Okay.
Give it a whitewash.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But what it's used for a lot
yes,
is making sure it doesn't come out this way.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
We're going to whitewash this so that people don't know the truth.
Ah, okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. Thank you.
Kind of like putting the coat
Yeah,
of paint
yes,
on,
yes,
right?
yes,
Make
yes.
it look pretty.
Yes. Blank slate.
Blank slate. Feels like me half the time.
Blank slate. You know, we hear those type of terms that before it was normal. But now we have to pay attention. Why? Because again, our world moves. We go from one country to another. We learn different cultures, all of us. And that's why we have to be very careful of them. The term immigrants. Why is the term immigrants a non-inclusive language?
Well, it can make someone feel alien, for lack of a better term. Oh, you're not from around here. You're one of them. Oh, things of that nature.
Yes. And interestingly enough, this is what I always ask myself. What's the difference between an immigrant and an expatriate?
It's the direction of travel.
There's not really.
There's no difference.
Exactly. But then we will use immigrant for one group.
Who is coming in?
Yes, and expatriate for another group, which basically it's the same term, which we need to pay attention to. Age.
Age.
Ooh, age. Non-inclusive language.
Very much so.
Gender. Non-inclusive language. Physical disability. Non-inclusive language. And I've seen this often. We're asking someone who might be in a wheelchair to stand up. Does that make sense to you? Non-inclusive language. so, okay. Please, those are the terms that we have to be very mindful of before we say them. Yes, before we used to say it, but we have to pay attention to those type of terms. Would you like to say any more?
Oh, I think we've covered the list quite well here.
Yes, yes. Basically, a non-inclusive language is a language that can make someone feel inadequate. Doesn't matter which language that is, but any language that you are using that may make someone else feel inadequate, it's best not to use it. Do we agree?
Oh, I would definitely agree with that one.
Okay. Now we're moving on to non-inclusive behaviors. Language and how it affects everyone. So let me bring something here. You may feel at this point some triggers. It is normal because, again, we are learning this new way of living. We are learning this new way of creating this new world. Therefore, it is normal that we feel triggered. And it's something to, as we are learning, to understand it and decide we are no longer going to be the same way that we used to be before. It's not a question of you wrong, or you right. It's a question of, okay, now that we know, we become conscious that those were not the best, we are no longer going to continue doing them. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So non-inclusive behaviors, language, affect everyone. It affects the targeted person's self-esteem. I can tell you, I've been in that position, and when I was excluded, I started to question myself. And when I start to question myself, and with anybody else, whenever you start to question yourself, then you come to a place where you are unsure of who you are. And that's how deep it goes and how deep it affects us.
Oh, it can cut right to the bone.
Yes, yeah. So something to be mindful of. In a company, it increases the risk of more sick days. Because if I, as a worker in your company, I don't feel welcome, what do you think will happen?
Oh, they're going to call in sick, or you're going to deal with presenteeism, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Someone
Yes,
shows up
yes,
that isn't
yes,
there.
yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. In a social group or even at work, there will be less involvement. I will be there, as you mentioned, right? But I am not present. It affects the morale of the group as well. Because a group where you have those type of behaviors and language, although many people will not say anything, that doesn't mean that they agree, but the morale of your group is going to go down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dramatically, actually.
Yes. Yeah. And to the way that I think or I feel this is a loss-loss versus win-win situation. No one wins in that situation. Because, again, we are interconnected. When one feels one way, the other person will also feel a certain way. That means that it's not good for anyone. And we want to live in a thriving community, don't we?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's move on before I start preaching. Okay. I would like you to visualize, you and the audience and whoever is listening to this video or workshop, I would like you to visualize an inclusive world. Shall we do this together? I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And I am going to ask you to think in terms of general terms. How do you see yourself? How do you see the people around you? Do you see that you have people from different communities, different cultures? How are those people being represented? This is what I want you to picture. Do you see those people being happy? Or do you feel that they are in pain? So in this inclusive world, in your mind, the people are happy. They are able to bring their gifts, their talents to the table. They are able to thrive together with you. It's a community where everyone feels that they are themselves and that they are appreciated, that they are seen, they are heard. This is an inclusive world. Were you able to visualize this?
Oh, I was.
How do you feel inside of yourself?
Excited to make that happen.
Okay. Is there anything else that you feel inside of yourself?
I guess the best thing I can come up with is that it is just a place, like a happy place where everyone's there, you know? The negative aspects of life were gone, so to speak.
Absolutely. You know, I read somewhere, it's a story of different children who were taking part in a race. And those children, some of them had some disabilities and some not, but they were all taking part in the same race. And as they started the race, they all started to run. And at one point, one child fell. One of the children who was running turned around and saw that there was one child that fell. He stopped. And the rest of the children, all of them stopped and went back to get the child who fell. And as I was reading this, I thought, that's the world. That's the world that we want to create. That's the inclusive world that we want to create. Because we will fall from time to time. This is part of learning. You know, it's like a child when they're learning to walk. Mm-hmm. When they fall, as parents, we are all excited when they start making their first steps. They make their first steps and you're like, oh, come to mama, come, that's great, you're doing great. And then they fall. What do? You don't chastise them because they fall. No, you encourage them to get up. And you encourage them to keep going. That's part of the inclusive world that we want to make. It's not, you're not good, it's try again. Isn't that great? We do that for our children, and yet we don't do that for us. That's the world that we are creating. And I hope that you were able to visualize it, to see it, to feel it in your body. And the reason that I'm talking about this, not only the vision, and I'm talking about the feelings, is because in order for us to do anything, we have to not only think it, but we also have to feel it so that we can start making different steps in the right direction.
Very important thing, doing the right steps in the right direction.
If not, well, Gelda is going to continue preaching. What do you think? And I don't think anybody would want that. So tell me so far, if I ask you to summarize, what would you say about our discussion, conversation of diversity and inclusion?
I would have to say that the big thing that I picked up today is it's really about the individual and our own representation of how they fit in our life. And a lot of people will just write someone off because of how they look, who they are, who they hang out with, whatever the case may be, because that doesn't fit in their life.
Yes. And creating an inclusive society is to make sure that, you know, we see everyone as an individual. Isn't that the case?
Everyone should be accepted on the same level.
Yes. And also to know, without a doubt, that they have their own gifts, talents that they can bring to the table. Isn't that what collaboration is all about?
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Wouldn't it be nice if everyone came to the table and worked at the same time?
Yes, absolutely. If there's one thing I would like everyone to learn, or at least to retain in this, is that diversity is about the individual. We are diverse in the way that we are and in the way that we are with each other. That's what makes us diverse. If I were to ask you, what are the qualities that you possess, what would you tell me?
Oh, I'd have to think about them first and foremost.
Okay.
They wouldn't be right off the top of my head.
So I'll let you think.
Some qualities of me. I usually put a lot more out for others than I do for myself.
Okay.
The guy that shows up when you need it.
Okay.
Things like that.
Okay. So for me, I would say my main quality, well, one of the strongest that I am an active listener. I am an observer, and my love for people is very strong. Those are my main qualities. But to say this, if I were to go and get a job, do you think those are the things that I would write in a resume?
I don't know if that's exactly what they're looking for in the onboarding department.
Okay. But wouldn't you think that this is an important part?
That would be someone that you would think an employer would want in their team.
Yeah. Perhaps we need to look at this in a different way.
I think so.
Yeah. Excuse me. What else did you pick up?
That we could achieve so much more by working together.
Okay. Yes. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. There's a lot more that we are capable of. We're just not letting ourselves do it.
As we are talking about diversity and inclusion, and we have come to understand that diversity is about the individual, I would ask you to look at it in a different way, meaning take the time to understand the qualities that you bring to the table and how it is going to benefit the world that we live in, and accept that each and everybody, each person, brings with them something to the table as well. In summary, we have talked about, discussed, understanding of diversity and inclusion, a way to foster a fair and equitable society. We've discussed benefits of inclusion. We've also went over how a non-inclusive space affects everyone. And now I've just asked you to reframe your views on diversity and inclusion. How you, the individual, how you, Sean, how you, the audience, the individual, how you affect the world that we live in. Sean, would you like to say anything else?
I don't think I can follow that one up at all, Karen. That was very deep.
Okay. Well, thank you, Sean. And I'd like to thank our audience as well, because as we foster this new world, we know that all of us have a role to play in it.
You've been listening to Connect for Life, the Learning Channel, an official Connect for Life podcast. Visit us at connectforlife.ca.